10, I said, on autopilot. That guy, 29, Ulfson or something, he's not finishing his checks. Wants to get the puck and score. That's not good. I looked at 10 to see if he was teasing, but there was nothing on his face or in his beautiful green eyes that spoke of the declaration being anything other than a statement of fact. Noted, I said. You knew that already, 10 said, and untangled his legs, stretching them out in front of him one at a time. I did. Great, this was either the deepest conversation I'd ever had with another person or just plain fucking stupid. Brady says hi, 10 offered, and this time the stretching extended to him lifting his arms above his head, and yep, there it was, that strip of skin, of toned stomach, and yep, I looked. Sue me, 10 had a classic skater's body, all muscles and planes and strength. A man could look. And then I raised my gaze, and 10 was smirking. Honest to God, smirking at me. What did that mean? Was it because he knew he looked good and he was appreciating the fact that someone had looked? Or was it because Brady had told 10 about the threesome incident and he was hoping to push my buttons? Either way, 10 was a bastard who was happy flaunting all his shit, and I couldn't be interested. I should just come out with it and call him on the smirk, tell him I might be bi, but I wouldn't be fucked around with. But what if the smirk was because of something else, like a family joke that was about me? So I didn't say a thing. I changed the subject and chalked up the reason for the smirk as nothing at all. Great, he actually emailed me, I said, referring back to Brady, because I wasn't going to smile back or rise to anything 10 was implying with that smirk. At that statement, 10's expression changed. From confident and happy, he became guarded. Don't tell me, he began with a heavy sigh. Big brother wanted to warn you that I need to try harder on the breakaway, or that my forecheck isn't as fast as we need, or, hell, maybe I'm not in the right place for the tip-in. No, I answered, because the words 10 spoke were filled with derision, and I didn't like him saying any of it. Your brother is proud of you. All the tension left 10, and he visibly slumped. Yeah, I know he is. I'm proud of him and Jamie. He looked right at me. Don't think for 1 minute we're not one big happy family. Ouch. Something really hard underscored those words, and I wanted to fix whatever had stolen away happy teasing 10 and left this shattered man in front of me. He wanted to meet up one day for a beer, I lied, because whatever I tell my son about lying not being a good thing, lying is sometimes exactly what needs to happen. Oh, 10 looked surprised. Then he smiled again, this time less confident smirk and more fond. How's Riker? 17, hormonal, a pretty good left wing. That was how I summed Riker up in public. But Riker was much more than my moody 17-year-old son who had a wicked slapshot. He was my life, and the reason I got up every day. When I'd sat in that doctor's office and listened, hearing words that meant very little to me, I'd interrupted him and asked him the one thing any hockey player would ask. Will I play again? Only having my son in my life had stopped me from losing myself in pills and alcohol after the doctor had shaken his head and put the final nail in my hockey coffin. You won't be able to play professional hockey again. So, yeah, Riker was more than how I'd described him there, but I wasn't ready to share that with anyone, let alone 10, who I didn't really know very well anymore. I friended him on Facebook, 10 announced. I wasn't even Riker's Facebook friend. I needed to talk to him about that because I should be, right? Isn't that like number 1 on the list for parental responsibility or something? It was my turn to have him this weekend, and I added Facebook to my mental list of things to talk about. Good, I finally answered, probably with too much of a gap for it to be socially acceptable. Whatever I did wrong was enough for 10 to clamber off the crate and straighten up. He held out his hand. I'm going to like it here, he said. I took his hand. A man's hand now. Not the same grip he'd had as a kid. I shook it firmly, and he had that same smile. Was I supposed to hug him now? Was that what a bro would do? He tugged away and slipped past me. Later, he said. And all I could think was that 10 had surely grown up fine.